Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the first issue of Transformers Universe. Now, as you know, Transformers Universe was also meant to be a toy line series using toys from basically Beast Wars, Beast Machines, and other ones, as well as some from Beast Wars Neo and Beast Wars 2, and was meant to be a free H production comic book series which ran for 3 issues. And the series is meant to take place sometime after Beast Machines, and the cover mainly has Optimus Primal and a new set of characters getting ready. And the story starts off how on a distant Cybertron a new evil arises. We see how a character known as Rook is showing the sort of reformatted Cybertron that's become a sort of tropical-like place, and even talking about former war heroes returning back from their long journey, and we kind of see how they show up, and of course the other characters are meant to be Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, also Roulette, Shadow Striker, and Trailbreaker. And Silverbolt saying, "We are honoured to greet from the Great Wall, and for once, we meet in peace on the united Cybertron at last. All are one. I am Silverbolt and Cybertron." And of course, they're kind of surprised with what's happened in that. And of course, Keatle showing his sort of new transformation, given the fact that during the events of Beast Machines, Silverbolt, also Rat Trap, and Black Arachnia and that all gain their sort of new organic-like forms. But of course, they see that fireworks show up from the sky and take them away. And Rook's saying, we'll be right back after these messages. And of course, they end up on a distant planet with them sort of stuck in cages. And we see how they end up kind of being released. And of course, we see how deep within Cybertron, Primus is not pleased with what's been going on with these other timelines. And of course, we see that Alpha Trion saying, "And do we simply watch as evil is reborn? Accept the invulnerable? Perhaps, Alpha Trion." And of course, we see how other Transformers get reformatted, and we see how some of them are back to their old designs, new designs, and so on. And of course, we see how they kind of wonder what the place is, go into where the arena is, and as soon as they get to a giant fiery pit, they also see that these zombie-like bots show up. They do their best to fight them, and of course, Silverbolt saying, "We are played right into the unknown host's hands." You got too much to face, Maximal. Forgetting it now to fight." And of course, we see how they do their best to take on the forces, unaware they're being watched by 2 strange bots. And of course, this is where they try to get out quickly, and then find themselves in a giant coliseum, with the other Transformers being holded down, and turns out it's Tankle with a different paint job. And of course, gets smacked behind by a dinosaur-like Transformer, and we see Obsidian, and one who's known as Tigerhawk, but is instead known as Razor Claw. And of course, they're put into their cages, and turns out Silverbolt knows each and every one of them, Tankle, as well as Obsidian, during the events of Beast Machines, and Tigerhawk during the events of Beast Wars. And him saying, "Confused, Silverbolt? Then I will be enlightening you, up to a point." And it points out they're from different timelines, where Tiger Claw and Tigerhawk ended up becoming Razor Claw and became a Dark Follower, Obsidian taking over Cybertron, and so on. And of course, they released 2 of the cages with Armada Smokescreen and another Transformer. They both get ready to fight, try to duke it out, but we also see how Smokescreen is given an easier advantage, and we see how Trailbreaker and even Silverbolt knows that they're being possessed, and knows that an Autobot wouldn't kill one of their own. But of course, we see Armada Smokescreen killing off the other Transformer, feeding the energy to Unicron, who is slowly going to be reborn. And of course, we see how Alpha Trion and Primus know the dangers and repercussions of what can happen, so decide to bring their own champion out from the Matrix, one of which is old Optimus Primal, and him saying, well, that's just Prime. And this is the story. So I think issue 1 is pretty good, and feels like something that feels like a proper continuation from Beast Machines that puts things on a newer and different status quo. I know originally Beast Machines was going to have a sequel known as Trans-Sketch, which never happened and followed another continuity from that one. Universe is what I think Furman and his team really wanted to tell. And yeah, doing this big event story does work. So I think it deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.